First and second, 4 points the gap, 5 games left. It's the NPLW tossing up a top-of-the-table clash that will shape the rest of season 2023. Eastern Suburbs welcome Lions FC to Heath Park for round 22. We are delighted to have your company as the form guide from either side sets up a mouth-watering match. Eastern Suburbs are currently on a 4-game winning run, where their most recent match was a 4-0 smashing against Sunshine Coast Wanderers here at home. Before Peninsula Power's prolific result against Lions last week, the reigning premiers and champions notched up a 19-game unbeaten run, with all of this adding to today's build-up. Here is how either side will line up for Eastern Suburbs. They remain unchanged from last weekend as Emma Gibbon will start in goals, Hakana Kachenko and Holly Clark, along with Chantel Mawajeri and Kate Muscat, make up the back line, whilst it's Sophie Person who will play ahead of Emma Starr and Stella Mazzoni, who will occupy the midfield. As for Lions, well, they have named Ellie Chappell in goals. Abby Everts comes into the starting 11 after starting on the bench last weekend. Tara O'Keefe and Tiana Karambassis are expected to start in the midfield, as Tegan Riding, there on screen, will start up front for Lions. 19 degrees and blue skies here in Brisbane for what is set to be a fantastic matchup at Heath Park. Our two assistant referees are Ellie Jones and Liam Gazzard, and the man in the middle is Wayne Kuipers, looking after proceedings this afternoon. We are ready to rock and roll. The ball is handed over to Lions. They will get us started. It's a Sunday special in the 2023 title races. The NPLW has its challengers ready to chase its champions. Eastern Suburbs running from right to left. They are the home side, and they are behind by 4 points on the score, on the ladder. What will that be come full time tonight? We have an early corner here going the way of Eastern Suburbs. Lauren Askin is tasked with the delivery. It's back with Askin, floating it over the top, and it's cleared away by Lions. They'll be looking for a better start than to this afternoon after last weekend's chaotic beginning. It was a 4-0 scoreline after 22 minutes for Peninsula Power on the Peninsula. As you saw on that graphic there, that match finished 4-3 in the end. So Lions doing incredibly well to get back into the game, but they just gave up too big of a head start. And Peninsula Power made the most of it. So I'm sure Rob Askew will be looking for a different intensity coming here this afternoon. Hoping to get on the front foot early as we see Person in the box, jostling with Jamila Rankin. There's a lovely ball forward by Holly Clark. Rankin had a very tough task there, with Person using a lot of her body to try and get positioning. But in the end, it will be another corner. So the second one for Eastern Suburbs. And it's another good delivery. Muscat will take it on. It rises over the top. Here is the replay of Katie Muscat's shot. Just a little tentative as she approached the ball. And in the end, it went over the top. So Eastern Suburbs, with a strong grip so far, they've been the better in the opening exchanges. They've strung plenty of passes together and have found their way into Lions territory. As we see the Brisbane City in the background, the sun setting on a Sunday afternoon. No, Jerry will opt all the way back for Emma Gibbon. Now Mazzoni pressured by Gunston, and eventually Gunston gets a little too aggressive and gives away the free kick. Stella Mazzoni and Eastern Suburbs Junior. And starting in the middle of midfield this afternoon. She has played a few roles within this Suburbs lineup, playing up front and part of a front three at times. However, the majority of her playing time has come in the midfield. She has some great company in Emma Starr and Abby Taylor this afternoon. But for now, it's Lions on the attack. And there is Abby Taylor to get rid of things. Her clearance finding Megan McElligott. Mazzoni just turning the ball over. Gunston does the same. And Eastern Suburbs get away with one there. They wouldn't want to open the door for Lions like that. They scored 3 last weekend. And before then it was 2, 3, 4 and 6. All of those results were against oppositions that didn't manage to find the net. So when they turn things on in attack, they can go through the gears very quickly, Lions. Of course, Tegan Riding with 24 goals so far in season 2023. That is in the league. She is the NPL W and club top goal scorer. Bruckner trying to evade Cannon Clough, but Clough does immensely well to win the ball back for her side. And Holly Clark doing well to break up play. So Eastern Suburbs, they've come to play, that's for sure. As that's a lovely ball for Askin. Teakle retreating, and she eventually gets there. It was a good recovery from Madison Teakle. And now Mal Jerry looking to play another diagonal ball. Gunston linking up with Clough. And Zara Kruger couldn't quite manage a touch there. Now O'Keefe finds some room and finds Riding in the process. As Riding looks up and sees 3 orange jerseys. McElligott playing the ball in. Here's Gunston arriving. The clearance is made. Suburbs, that bouncing ball could have landed anywhere, and we know Amy Gunston is quite tall in stature, and she managed to just get a head onto things and play it into her path. It could have been a different story there, but Eastern Suburbs survive. It was about this time last weekend that Lani McDougall got things going for Peninsula Power. The goal she scored in the 8th minute last weekend in Peninsula Power's win was the first goal Lions had conceded in 458 minutes. That's 5 games and 8 minutes in the NPLW. Quite extraordinary when you do the numbers. And as I mentioned, that Lions run of clean sheets went on for weeks. And it wasn't as if they were grinding out nil-all draws. They were putting goals behind every defence. However, it is important to note that the last time Lions lost, which was against Eastern Suburbs, who broke their 61 game unbeaten run. That was in round 4. They then came out the following weekend and they defeated Capalaba 9-0. 9-0. Almost reaching double digits. So safe to say they responded on that occasion. And they'll be looking for a response again this afternoon as shouts of a handball are waved away. So Eastern Suburbs will have to be awake and aware as to what this Lions side are capable of. A bounce back factor could come into play today. In that round 4 result where Eastern Suburbs did get the better of Lions, that was a 3-0 win. Maya Bruckner opened the scoring, and then Eastern Suburbs were up 3-0 at half-time thanks to a Sophie Person brace. But Riding got on the score sheet in the second half to spoil a clean sheet party. And as I mentioned, that was when the record run ended. After 61 games, it all came to a close there as the offside flag was up. So the shot was null and void. And they've met 2 other times this season. In the league, it was in round 13. Lions winning 2-0. Bet Kirkup and Tia Apo scored in the 4th and 14th minute to runaway winners on that occasion. And then it was in the Kappa Women's Super Cup quarter-final. Eastern Suburbs and Lions went to battle. It was a 1-1 scoreline at the end of proceedings, meaning a penalty shootout decided who advanced to the semi-final. Emma Starr scored the first goal, and then Bet Kirkup equalised. That was in normal time, but then penalty shootout saw Cowes, McGilligan and Skeers put it to the back of the net, and Ellie Chappell made 2 saves, plus scored a penalty of her own to eventually win the game. So that was the last time these two met in the Kappa Women's Super Cup. That went right down to the wire. I'm sure we may get a similar story here this afternoon, as either won't want to be giving an inch. I mentioned the form guide for either side. Eastern Suburbs since round 6 have only dropped 4 points. That was that 2-0 loss against Lions and a 1-1 draw v Peninsula Power. That was in round 17. So they've got a good thing going, Eastern Suburbs, and the ladder doesn't tell lies. They're sitting second for a reason. Currently 7 points ahead of Peninsula Power, who sit third. And as we all know, 4 points behind the leaders. Chantel Mo-Jerry cuts out the pass. It's another throw in for Lions. Askin does well to get boot to ball. However, she can't keep it in on that occasion. Star lays it off for Taylor. And Jamila Rankin does exceptionally well to control that ball. She just plucked it from mid-air, bringing it to ground and then playing her teammates in. It was some lovely skill there from Jamila Rankin. Of course, a young Matilda, part of the Under-20 Women's World Cup squad, and she made her A-League debut in 2020 for the Brisbane Roar. So handy to have her at the centre of defence for Eastern Suburbs as we see a miscued clearance. A couple of times they've been tentative coming out of their own end, Eastern Suburbs. However, they've played some really good stuff, and we see Kuchenko cutting out the pass and then trying to play her striker onto the ball. That was Person making the run. Now here's Star. Bending it in behind, but there's plenty of lines there. And there's plenty of games going on along the FQ ladder. Coming up, we've got Magic United playing North Star in the FQPL 2. And Olympic face-off against Lions, that's in the NPL. That game kicking off in 40 minutes or so. As we see Gunston going forward, riding. She won't quite get to the ball. Emma Gibbon coughs it up. Some applause from the crowd for the efforts there by Emma Gibbon. Made her competitive debut for the Tottenham Hotspurs in the Continental Tires Cup, scoring the winning penalty. That was back in 2018. Now she finds herself at Heath Park, facing the team from Richlands. Not only is it the FQPL 2 and NPL games that will kick off later on this afternoon, it's Capalaba taking on Peninsula Power. That's in the NPLW. Peninsula Power be looking to continue their run, as they've had an up and down month, but last weekend's result may just kick them back into gear. And Capalaba will be looking for a change of fortunes, as they're currently on a 4-game losing streak. And they're sitting at the wrong end of the table. Now Askin's pass reaches Karen Bassis. Not where she was aiming to put that ball, as Starr picks up the good work from her teammate. And while we're on it, Sunshine Coast Wanderers are playing Gold Coast United at Ballinger Park, as it is currently 0-0 in that one. Gold Coast United making the trip to the Sunshine Coast, as the QAS made the trip to South United on Friday night, where South United knocked off the QAS 3-0. So that's the only NPLW game that's been completed in round 22. While they're all important, this one carries that little more weight, considering what is on the line. Well, it looks like both these teams have locked in final spots. The premiership is still up for grabs, as Person jostling. And we'll see how Wayne Kuiper's intended to blow his whistle, and it is in favour of Eastern Suburbs. Didn't quite make the signal there. Or if he did, I missed it, as Holly Clark goes short. Just wants the ball in play at the moment for her side. Bruckner wins it back and then miscues the pass. So Lions let off once again. They just can't quite turn much pressure on at the moment, Eastern Suburbs, despite their good ball in some good territory. Hasn't quite mounted up to much. No real outstanding chances. Katie Muscat maybe with the best of the game so far. That was a shot on the 18-yard box that flew over the top. As we see an attack here for Eastern Suburbs. Person got to the ball. Ellie Chappell made the stop. And then she jumps on things again. She may have picked up a knock here, Ellie Chappell. As we see Rankin going to ground. Chappell got up and kept moving as she pounced on that ball. And she's still down at the moment, Ellie Chappell, as she slowly gets back to her feet. Awarded 2022 Lions most consistent. And she's had a stellar year in goals once again, of course. Now Kruger running over halfway and just pierces the ball in between two Lions. It was Clough and Gunston. Either one of them would have done, but in the end, the ball finds the sideline. They waste no time getting forward though, Lions. Straight on the attack at every possible turn. Riding, laying it off for Gunston. Star can't maintain possession. It's a long ball played forward. And Teakle will retrieve it. Now tries to pull out a few tricks. And she can't get around Chantel Malgeri. But the free kick will go the way of Lions. And here's a great opportunity for the away side. Jamila Rankin will take the free kick. As Eastern Suburbs get numbers back. From the free kick, it's Rankin looking towards that back post. Karen Bassis has a look up as she receives the pass. Didn't like what she saw, so opted to go back. Now Riding, was she offside? The flag staying down for now, and Tegan Riding opens the scoring. Lions are on the board, and you guessed it, it's their leading goal scorer who does it. It just slipped through the cracks. And before Eastern Suburbs knew it, Riding had finished off the chance. She pushes her tally to 25 goals in the league this season. And she's not done yet, that's for sure. With 5 games left in the year, she's well and truly a chance to break 30. And of course, we still have the rest of this one to play out. As Gunston just copping a knock, and she'll hopefully walk things off. Well, I'm sure Rob Askew's pleased with the opening 25 minutes from Lions. As I made mention, much different to last week. They're up on the scoreboard. And while they probably haven't played as well as they would have liked in terms of moving the ball and creating attacks and keeping possession, they're winning the most important stat at the moment, and that's the scoreboard. And it puts pressure on Eastern Suburbs as they have to chase the game now. Everts going to Chappell, and now Chappell's ball lofted in the air. Eastern Suburbs can't quite put the pressure on to try and peg Lions back as they escape quite easily, and now transition towards the left side of the park. And eventually the flag goes up. Just an interesting piece of history for these two sides. In game 50 of that unbeaten run that Lions went on, they faced Eastern Suburbs in round 12 at Heath Park on the 4th of August. And they won that game 3-1. So the same venue as tonight. And of course, whether you're Eastern Suburbs or anyone else Lions came up against, you're going in as underdogs. And you still do today, as they are a formidable outfit. They continue to shine through. Whether it be the league or the Kappa Women's Super Cup, which they've made another final in. They can be a joy to watch. We just saw some unorthodox defending there from Chantel Mao-Jerry, but it got the job done. Here she is again, teaming up with her centre back. Joined the Eastern Suburbs side in 2021. Chantel Mao-Jerry. And she was a part of, when I say she joined the side, she joined the top side in 2021. And she was a part of Eastern Suburbs back when the Brisbane Premier League was still knocking about. So spent quite a few years here at Heath Park. And she's had a very handy defender to learn from who plays inside her. That's Akana Kachenko, returning to Eastern Suburbs after 2 years away from the game. And she's notched up over 100 appearances for the club. So we see Askin take things on. She didn't waste any time and floated the ball forward. Chapel came out to receive it. And they'll look to play out from the back lines as they sweep towards the right-hand side. That's, again, the way they go is they can't quite pierce the ball this time. That pass, trying to find Tegan Riding. Long ball played forward. Here's McGilligan in some space. Gunston was making the run on the left-hand edge, but instead she went for Riding. Now Mao-Jerry finds Mazzoni. And then Bruckner fouling Cannon Clough. Cannon Clough just signing during the middle of this year. She has been a part of Lions for a couple of seasons now. Just joined them not too long ago. A very handy signing to make if you're Lions. A fantastic defender with plenty of experience. And now Star launching things for Eastern Suburbs. Sophie Person and Jamila Rankin once again are on the case. Rankin does well once more. So far they've held Sophie Person at bay. She is Eastern Suburbs' leading goal scorer in the league. So far she's grabbed 11 this year. And one of their main threats in attack, Sophie Person. Kichenko looking for the run of Maljeri. Mazzoni cleans up the scraps. Now Askin turning every which way before playing the ball forward to Person. And Rankin, she's got her number tonight so far as she splits open this Eastern Suburbs defence. Riding was coming down Main Street. To apologise for any technical difficulties that may be hindering your screen at the moment. But business has resumed and Lions will pick up the throw inside Eastern Suburbs half. Gunston has her pocket picked. Now the ball landing for Kichenko. That's a lovely pass. Here's Person whipping it in, and there's just no one there. Emma Starr tracks the ball down, but she's backed into a corner. Karen Bassis right on her tail. And then Everts eventually clears. How about this battle between Rankin and Person, going toe-to-toe at the moment? So far, wherever Sophie Person has popped up, Jamila Rankin has been there. It's definitely one to watch as this game progresses. I'm sure Person will get a few moments. It'll just depend as to whether or not she can make the most of them. Tegan Riding make the most of hers. Her goal coming just 10 minutes ago. As here is Person with a lovely turn. Now it's Riding, dropping deep to pick up the ball. And Chantel Maljeri deals with her. Gunston couldn't quite get around the Eastern Suburbs defence there. Struggling to get into the game a little bit. Gunston, she's been offside and hasn't quite made her mark as of yet. Obviously a quality player and offers plenty in that Lions attack. But she'll be looking to inject herself a little more as this game wears on. We're not too far away from halftime, under 10 minutes left. Now that pass from Taylor, finding Gunston. This could be a chance to turn things on, Amy Gunston, but it's a lovely defensive effort. There's Abby Taylor, who got on her bike, represented Queensland at the 2019 National Youth Championships. Now here's the corner from Lions. And that shot won't trouble Emma Gibbon. I know I've mentioned it a couple of times tonight, but hard not to enjoy that sunset over the Brisbane city here at Heath Park. And of course, the sun is setting on another Football Queensland season, another NPL season. Only 5 games remaining after this one until the regular season is done and dusted and our premiers are named. And then we're into the finals, where we'll crown our champions. Lions currently hold both titles, as they have done for some time. And Gold Coast United, last year they were probably their main challenger. They bit back at times to this Lions outfit. This year, it's Eastern Suburbs and Peninsula Power who are right in the mix. So they haven't always had it their own way, Lions. But they do make it count when it matters. As Kruger will look to turn, and Emma Starr came crashing into her. Kruger earns her side the free kick. And Emma Starr represented Shelbourne Football Club in Ireland, where of course the Irish came up against the Matildas in that first group game. That was Thursday last week. And of course the Matildas, if you missed it, won that one 1-0. And a great start for them in their FIFA World Cup campaign. Here on home soil, of course. It was England playing at Suncorp last night against Haiti. And England came away with a 1-0 victory there too. So the big nations getting their tournament off to a great start, as we see Kachenko play the ball over the top. And it lands with Ellie Chappell. And while we are on the topic of the World Cup, the Lions played Nigeria in a friendly on Saturday last week. That was down at the Gold Coast, and from all reports it was a fantastic hit out for both sides. It was great for Lions to get back on the park after their loss, and for Nigeria, of course, their intention was for the preparation of their World Cup campaign, where they came up against Canada and they drew 0-0. And that was in Group B, down in Melbourne. And of course, Nigeria, Canada, Ireland, and the Matildas all in the same group. And the Matildas host Nigeria in Brisbane next Thursday night. So the Lions helping Nigeria prepare for the World Cup, and now Nigeria will face off against the Matildas at Brisbane Stadium. It's going to be a big one, of course, and I'm sure Lions would have learnt a lot playing a World Cup quality outfit. And of course, Nigeria have taken over Luxury Paint Stadium for the World Cup. That's where they are based, meaning Lions have been on the road for some time now. And the next 4 games are away. That's against Capalaba, Gold Coast United, Olympic and QAS. They eventually return home in the last round of the year to play South United. It's Person. Picks out a teammate and it's headed away by Rankin. That was Lauren Askin making the run. She swapped sides with Maya Bruckner. Now Riding, shrugging off challenges, but Emma Starr picks up the ball and immediately wants to get things moving. Kachenko. Bruckner keeping the ball in play. Here's Meyer lofting it over the top. Starr gets a head on it. Lauren Askin can't beat Clough to the ball. Clough's happy to see that roll over the sideline. So not long left. It'll be a fantastic time for Eastern Suburbs to get on the board as we tick down towards half-time. Hasn't quite been fireworks between these two. While Lions do have the lead, they've both had moments of their own. Just trying to work each other out and feel into the contest as the offside flag is raised. And just to mention that Sunshine Coast Wanderers Gold Coast United game is in the 59th minute, still 0-0 the score. Palabar and Peninsula Power aren't too far away from kickoff. That's at 6:15 p.m. And then later tonight it's Mitchelton and Olympic at Teralba Park. As we see Lions in it, some good territory, and Tegan Riding couldn't make the moment hers. However, she has the goal that gives Lions a lead here at halftime. Eastern Suburbs with it all to do with the league on the line. We'll be back after these messages as the halftime score is Eastern Suburbs 0, Lions 1.
These players want more. They want to step off that field and win.
Just when Australia was crying out for a hero, they found one. Matildas now get to measure themselves against world's footballing elite.
Till we outrun them.
Keep it going, we're not done till it's done, all the way through.
Till the pain pays off. Till we make you roar. Till we tell a bigger story. Till we settle the score.
You don't mess with it.
Till we stop them all.
You can't beat the best.
Till we do you proud.
We not like the rest.
We're not done.
Till it's done.
How do I feel this time? What's played off?
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Welcome back to the second half between Eastern Suburbs and Lions in the NPL. It's Tegan riding the difference. Her goal coming in the 25th minute of the first half. And now Eastern Suburbs at home in pursuit of the title. They need to get things going here, as this result will well and truly dictate the outcome of the NPLW in season 2023 as far as the premiership's concerned. And we're back underway. Eastern Suburbs get us started. And I'll be hoping to match a similar start to the first half. It was quite a good opening stanza for them. Nothing really came of it, but they managed to create some momentum. They used the ball quite nicely and kept Lions quiet, which is probably the biggest box ticked out of all of those three. But for Lions, well, they'll be looking to find their groove once more. 1-0 the score, of course. And hopefully, if Rob Askew had it his way, things remain the same or similar for the remainder of this match. And riding, looking to find a teammate. I think that was Tiana Karambassis, who just tripped over her own footing and landed quite harshly on the surface there. That was quite unfortunate. She was making a positive run and trying to get Lions moving, but just hitting the deck there, Tiana Karambassis. Hopefully she's okay. Hails from North Queensland. And she just gets some assistance there on the sideline. And while we do have a moment, just a quick around the grounds. Congratulations to Brisbane City, who claim their 16th straight win today, securing the McDonald's FQPL 1 Women's Premiership and promotion back into the NPL. So they'll be back in the top flight of Football Queensland pyramid next year. So hats off to Brisbane City and David De Silva's women rather, for all they have achieved in 2023. As play is back underway and Lions are on the attack. It's dealt with by Eastern Suburbs for the moment. And now Star playing a ball forward for Askin. Chappell there to sweep things up for the away side. And also congratulations to Broadbeach United. They secured promotion to the FQPL 1 McDonald's FQPL 1 last week. However, now they've wrapped up the McDonald's FQPL 2 Men's Premiership after a dominant year. They put together 18 straight wins. So congratulations to Leighton Speechley Price and the boys on the Gold Coast on a remarkable achievement. So they've ticked off the first bit of moving and shaking in the pyramids. And there's more to come as talk about moving and shaking. A decent collision here between Riding and Holly Clark. The free kick was blown. Holly Clark taking a serious landing. She was a goal scorer in round 16 against Mitchelton. Eastern Suburbs came away with a 3-1 win on that occasion. And she seems to be back to her feet and all is good again. So Holly Clark will slot back into the defensive line for Eastern Suburbs as Clough and Starr go against each other. And now Person is happy to watch that ball bounce over the sideline. Callie Cowes missing entirely tonight. She started and has been a regular for Lions over the past couple of weeks. However, tonight she doesn't feature. She scored the penalty against Nigeria in that friendly I mentioned where Nigeria ran up 8-1 winners, as you'd expect being a FIFA World Cup side. But Callie Cowes was the goal scorer for Lions, finishing off a penalty. She gets the night off tonight as Karen Bassis gets a lovely pass away to Teakle. Teakle can't quite find her way forward. As Chappell floats one over the top to Clough. Now Gunston plays it in the path of Riding. Riding couldn't quite get there and the ball ran past Emma Gibbon. As we take a look at the replay, Gunston just laying it out in front. And they hold on there, Eastern Suburbs. The ball just evading Tegan Riding. The Star finds Kachenko. Now Clark put under pressure from this Lions press. Teakle claiming it's theirs, however, the referee has other ideas. Another thing to come from the friendly against Nigeria for Lions, Rob Askew said he enjoyed the physicality that was on show in that match and something he wishes was ever present across the FQ competitions. Just feeling as though the stakeholders of the game are quite happy for things to get too advanced in that space, as he thought that it was all fair play against Nigeria and he enjoyed what he saw. Of course, player welfare is first and foremost. And the girls and guys do go very hard at it, as we see here, Person and Everts. However, no whistle is blown, and well, eventually it is. It took a while. It's going against Sophie Person. Now Gunston breaking free, and drilling the ball forward. No one in the vicinity. Maya Bruckner doesn't have the pace to get to that ball, which was rolling quite quickly. Here's Starr. Lays it off for Person. O'Keefe. Kruger. McElligott. Landing in no man's land. Clark gets boot to ball, but it reaches Tara O'Keefe. Now Person. Maya Bruckner in, but Ellie Chappell coming out to receive it. She's been very present in that space, Ellie Chappell. Standing high on her mark to try and nullify any balls played through. As Muscat doesn't give away a free kick despite Gunston going to ground. Karen Bassis. McGilligan teeing up, Riding. And now Riding floating it over the face of goal. She had an assist to her name last weekend, Tegan Riding, where she set things up for Amy Gunston to finish off. She also picked up a goal of her own last weekend, Riding. Here she is again, looking for McGilligan. And McGibbon takes a leaf out of Chappell's book and sweeps that one clear for Eastern Suburbs. And now it's Gunston. Gunston's away, and Amy Gunston possibly just losing her footing at the last minute. It was a very good chance, a very true chance. I'm sure she would wish her time back there, Amy Gunston. Did not make the most of that whatsoever. One could have turned into two. Yeah, here she is again. Riding now, playing it in for Clough. The shot there from Zara Kruger lands in the hands of Emma Gibbon. You just feel Lions starting to gain an ascendancy. Having a few opportunities. However, this helps for Eastern Suburbs. They get some things going as they have a free kick deep inside Lions half. Lauren Askin once again stand over things. And she floats it up. And Ellie Chappell there to punch it away. Person got a head on it. It was still alive. Eventually the whistle came. And it's a very similar way to how Emma Starr scored in the Kappa Women's Super Cup match. The quarter-final that was. Emma Starr getting a head on things after things bounced around inside that 18-yard box, and then we see here a similar thing unfold. However, Suburbs couldn't find the back of the net and the whistle went. So Wayne Kuiper's well and truly on top of everything. As there's been a goal in the Peninsula Power Capalaba game. One 1-0 the score. So Peninsula Power picking up where they left off last weekend. Back in front again early on in the piece. Now some good pressure here. Can they make something happen, Eastern Suburbs? Mazzoni She was hunted down immediately as Clough trying to find the right option to go forward. Askin now on the turn, plays in person. Mulgeri. Person. Mazzoni. Now a lovely turn from Chantel Mulgeri. Shot blocked by Everts. Now Kruger receives the foul. They've only conceded one goal in the last 4 games, Eastern Suburbs. That was Alyssa Cox from Olympic in round 19. Eastern Suburbs came away with the win 2-1 on that occasion, but Alyssa Cox was the goal scorer. But apart from that, they've been very resolute in defence, of course, conceded here. But if there's one positive, they'll be hoping to keep things 1-0, as they've shown they've had a great defensive record, and if they can find something in attack, they're well and truly still in this game. Plenty of time left, half an hour to be exact. And of course, probably the biggest stat coming into this one, they're yet to lose a home game in the league in 2023, Eastern Suburbs. So that is something on their favour. They've picked up a few wins and a few draws as we see Star turn the ball over. Here's Lauren Askin. Karen Bassis rolling up her sleeves in defence. And Lions repel the home side. "11 wins, 1 draw and 0 losses is their home record, Eastern Suburbs. As they'll be hoping to keep a dot in that loss column. It's been a bit of a different story away from home. They've racked up 5 wins, but they've managed 2 draws and lost 2 outside of Heath Park. As for Lions, well, their home record, very impressive. Also, no losses and no draws. 15 wins. However, they won't be back there until the last round of the game, last round of the year. Their away record is 3 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses. So they've been a bit shaky away from home. And it'll be interesting to see if they get any of those jitters in the final half an hour. However, they seem to be going strong as Riding. Gets a shot away. Holly Clark was back there for Suburbs. And now the chance for Gunston, sprayed off the crossbar. Emma Gibbon with a courageous effort to come out and try and meet Gunston. She's back to her feet, Emma Gibbon. It's another chance for Amy Gunston. That one a little more trickier. She definitely got a lot behind it. It just wasn't to be, as we have some fresh legs coming onto the park. Both coaches, I'm sure, would have planned coming into this match how they foresee the game going and who they would like to use as substitutions. Sometimes it doesn't go to plan, but there's Plenty of talent sitting on the benches for either side. Taylor Roncato and Kaho Oshima, two attacking players that can come on for Eastern Suburbs, as well as Georgina Amos, who has made way onto the park. Now Riding, playing the ball forward. Emma Gibbon, very alert. Punched it forward and then got boot to ball. So Lachlan Leon hasn't mucked around. Georgina Amos has made her way onto the field. Maya Bruckner has made way for her. And now Lions coming forward once again. McGilligan this time. McGilligan hits the crossbar. Riding was asking for a handball, as she thought Emma Gibbon was outside our 18-yard box. And Megan McGilligan wasn't going to deliberate with the referees. She just saw an opportunity and went for it. They're knocking on the door. They've hit the crossbar twice in the second half. And they've looked the better side so far, Lions. That maybe speaks to the fact as to why Lachlan Leon has brought on some experience in Georgia Amos, trying to get things going for Eastern Suburbs. Trying to get another body in attack, as they wouldn't like to concede another without throwing a punch back at least, Eastern Suburbs. Rankin and Person, they've been at it all afternoon. And Person probably winning on points at the moment. Sorry, Rankin rather. Zaskin puts it over the top. Lions pick it off. And now they use McGilligan to do some more ball playing. Zara Kruger trying to lift it over the top of the defence. Here's Everts. Karen Bassis. No way forward for Lions. They will eventually get the throw in. Taylor showing a lot of strength there to get the pass away to Mazzoni. Everts just taps it over the sideline. Now here's Amos. Trying to inject herself into the game. Can be quite hard coming off the bench. Let's try and find your rhythm immediately. There's only 20 minutes remaining, so I'm going to try and string things together, Eastern Suburbs, very quickly. As McElligott may have gotten a bit lucky there. Still going, McElligott gets the pass away to Teakle, who has to retreat, and Person wins the ball back. Now Amos under pressure from O'Keefe, and the referee's happy with that one as Starr and Kruger collide, and Kruger picks up the free kick. Kachenko just making her opinion heard. Muscat diffuses that free kick. The Lions have it in their control once more. And that ball a little too hard for Sophie Person to run onto. Named in round 21 Team of the Week, Sophie Person, along with Maya Bruckner. Those were the two from Eastern Suburbs. No Lions members featured. There's Riding, looking for Clough. And Holly Clark will kick that far, far away as we need to find a new ball. There's one ever ready on the sideline. Let's keep things moving. There's Gunston with a low and hard cross back towards the top of the 18-yard box, looking for a teammate. She's picked up things a bit, Amy Gunston. Starting to find her feet here. Kachenko. Resort back to Gibbon. Clark does the same. And the pass picked off as Mazzoni makes a challenge and picks up the yellow card. That's the first yellow card of the game. And it presents an opportunity for Lions, this free kick. I'll be looking for a quality delivery as they haven't promoted a ton of numbers forward. Riding, Gunston, O'Keefe and Rankin are the furthest forward, but that delivery can't make it over the defensive setup of Eastern Suburbs. They'll take the quick throw in. This Person trying to bend it around for Starr. Very advanced position, Emma Starr. Trying to get a body forward for Eastern Suburbs as Person was the one on the ball. Here she is again. Askin trying to ride the challenge of O'Keefe, but Kruger comes in and swoops on the ball as this pass won't beat Akana Kachenko. Now Mulgeri. In a very advanced position. She may have been promoted up the field. Or possibly not, as she returns back to that left back role. Now McGallagher, does she keep it in? Referees say she did. Kruger laying it off as Clough picks up the bouncing ball. Start doing some defensive work to try and turn the tide for Eastern Suburbs. 15 minutes remaining. If things stay this way, Lions will jump to a 7-point lead. Of course, there's only 5 games remaining. Both sides face Gold Coast United in their run home. They also both face Capalaba. And the QAS. So a few teams that will double up over the next couple of weeks between Eastern Suburbs and Lions. And the next match for Eastern Suburbs is Gold Coast United away from home. It's Gunston just couldn't settle things. Clough gets it forward to Gunston, but it's Holly Clark back there for the home side. A goal here for Lions would really help their cause. And wouldn't quite finish Eastern Suburbs, but it would go a long way to securing another 3 points. Rankin eventually uses Clough. The fresh legs of Amos pressuring Tara O'Keefe, but they escape their lines. Now Gibbon gives some treatment to that ball as Amos lands with it. And Karen Bassis gets a foot in. They're coming strong now, Lions. As Karen Bassis finds Riding. Star coming back the other way. Tara O'Keefe just getting her body in front to force Emma Star away. Clough nods it back. That ball played back to Ellie Chappell as Sophie Person still has plenty of running in her legs. Askin gets beaten by the pass of Clough. The largest loss of the season, Eastern Suburbs, was a 2-0 defeat to Lions. And their biggest win coming last weekend with a 4-0 romp. As we just wait for the referees to approve for play to continue. Riding. Turns over possession. Chappell puts it out in front. Give her a platform to launch off as Person is coming quick. Still giving it her all, Sophie Person, after playing the whole game so far. She's chasing down every ball, putting in a mega shift at the moment. As Amos had lines coming for her. O'Keefe won the duel, and it's Gunston now. Trying to find Rankin. Amy Gunston finds herself in the back line. She now gets her head up and plays it forward for Karen Bassis. Kahoshima, the new face for Eastern Suburbs. She signed with the club at the beginning of 2020. Now she's a fresh set of legs on the park. Lockie Leon resorts to his bench to try and change things around. Muscat. Star, Amos. Oshima. Star looking for Person. Star on the zone, he was front two. Star. And to her side, a throw in. So the final 10 minutes. There's a Shima floating forward. She picks up the ball. Well defended once again by Lions. And on top of things, at every moment, every move from Eastern Suburbs, they've been there to nuff out the attack. Eastern Suburbs find a goal. If they can find one soon, they may just have some time to find another and put some pressure on Lions in the league. If not, well, Lions won't have an unassailable lead, but it'll be something close to it as they will lead by 7 with 5 games remaining. And you can't imagine them dropping too many points in the last 5, as the majority of teams they play are in that bottom half of the table. They find something here, Eastern Suburbs. It's Amos. It lands for Person. And she was rushed into a shot. Everett's got the clearance away, but it was only as far as Person, and the shot from Sophie Person wasn't one of her best. Didn't threaten that Lions goal. They're not going to get too many more opportunities here, Eastern Suburbs. You wouldn't imagine. In the 5 minutes remaining of normal time. And Chantal Mawajeri just gets things a little mixed up there. There's Madison Teakle who went to ground, and she's back to her feet. Just taking off. Precious few seconds there. What a smart play from Teakle to remain on the ground, whether it was purposeful or not. Lions camp wasn't complaining as now it's Sophie Person trying to turn a corner and head back in field. This really hasn't happened for him for the majority of the night. Kate Muscat with arguably one of the best chances for Eastern Suburbs. That came early on in the piece. And then that Sophie Person shot was another you could add to that list. But apart from that, it's been few and far between as far as opportunities go for Eastern Suburbs. It's been a similar story for Lions. They've just had one Tegan Riding make the most of their best chances, as here she is again. Karen Bassis back for O'Keefe. Now Muscat gets rid of it. Here's a ball over the top for Oshima, and Abby Everts just getting her boot a little too high. Oshima was intending to get her head to the ball, but Abby Everts beat her to it with the boot. As we see Tara O'Keefe and Megan McGilligan going off. No, it won't be Tara. Only McGilligan makes her way as Chantal Mawajeri receives some instructions from the bench of Eastern Suburbs. Amos standing over things once more. Chappell will shuffle into position. And Chappell secures it. And it's Ariana Skiers who comes on for Megan McGilligan. As Riding was tripped up. And a yellow card lands for Chantal Mawajeri, albeit all accidental. And for Ariana Skiers, she represented Samoa in the OFC Under-19 Women's Championship this year. She's also named in the 2023 Football Queensland State team. So she'll see some minutes here at Heath Park as Lions look to manage the rest of this match. The clock counts down to the completion of the 90th minute. Here's Emma Starr. For the first time ball for Person. She'll do well to keep the ball in play here, Sophie Person. And now it's in the mix-up. Emma Starr clatters into Ellie Chappell. And they both receive yellow cards. It may have been an opportunity for Eastern Suburbs to get on the board. But Ellie Chappell stood her ground as Emma Starr was coming with a lot of pace. They both go into the book. It's now up to the referee's discretion as to how long this match will continue to go on forward to the 92nd minute. As all the stoppage time would have been counted up across the half. Everts doing her job for Lions. Amos. Circled by Kruger and O'Keefe. Shima knocking it back to go forward. Person going to ground. Now Clark looking for Kahoa Shima. Person slow to her feet. There's Ellie Chappell. Fetch the ball for a goal kick. To the 93rd minute. Lions aren't far away from extending their lead at the top. Star. An awkward looking pass. Karambassis keeps her footing and then wins the throw in. As the last touch was off Eastern Suburbs. Now Rankin. Once again Karambassis. Now riding into some space. Spots Gunston. And the cross. Eluding Gunston. Muscat along with Clark did well to get back there for Eastern Suburbs. And Emma Gibbon just couldn't get there either, but it's Eastern Suburbs on the attack. They can't make anything happen there as Lions hold the lead and take a 7-point advantage in this NPLW Full time here at Heath Park. Eastern Suburbs 0, Lions 1. It was Tegan Riding who made the most of Lions' chances to come away with the win. And they put themselves 7 points ahead. We'll be back with the final rounds of the NPLW. See you then.